আপনারা ওইখানে দেখে দেন আমাদের একটা
আলম ভাই ভাই
আপনাদের
আমরা গেলাম
বুলেটিনগুলো বেশি করে নিয়ে যাবেন।
So what are the price of being a refugee? Obviously, the breakdown of the family unit. A lot of times, refugees that are there, you know, is a mother with her kids, or sometimes, you know, a father and his 2 kids. Sometimes the families are separated. You know, few kids are back home. Some kids are in Dadaab. Others are elsewhere. So the Somali family unit have disintegrated. And I think a bit of that could be felt in the diaspora as well. And obviously, there's the child neglect and the lost generation. We're losing, at least it's 2 generations right now that don't have access to education, to quality health care, and that you know, cannot develop as a normal human being. And then there's human trafficking, you know, the promise of a better life somewhere else, where people pay tons of money to traffickers who would probably not get them where they are. If anything, they'll abuse them on the way, or they'll end up killing them worse. And obviously, with being refugees and extreme poverty, there's always a dark side, and there's an illicit trade. And one of the sad things I find out is there's now a sex trade, there's prostitution going on. Not so much in the refugees. I went to Kenya honestly, and it was heartbreaking to see Somali men selling young Somali girls. And it was even more heartbreaking to see the crimes that are committed against Somali women are not reported. It's not part of the bigger picture. You know, it's always, oh, the war in Somalia. But who are the victims of that war? It's usually children and the women that pay the highest price. And again, you have I don't want to call it a very hostile host community, but there's a lot of tension between Somalis from Somalia and the native Somali community in Kenya, who feel they're being invaded, who feel Somalis are getting more resources than they are, who feel Somalis are taking away, Somalis from Somalia are taking away what was, you know, rightfully theirs. And again, there's extreme poverty, literally, and I think that's what sometimes we forget. Somalia is a poor nation, and Somalis are some of the poorest people in the world. We don't like to think ourselves that way, but I think we'll have to accept that reality. And again, there's no protection. There's no protection even from the law. It's one thing to worry about, you know.